Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week at Bungie, we're consuming stacks of light. Within Destiny 2, the exodus of Io, Titan, Mercury, and Mars continues. Zavala has tasked you with spreading the word of impending darkness and keeping our beloved vendors up to speed. There's still a few more loose ends to tie up on these destinations, so get to it. Along your quests, you'll have some final chances to earn unique loot and fill out your collections before access to various strikes is impeded by the darkness. That's right, guys. Yeah, actually doing this exotic sidearm quest will give you many of our favorite weapons back in year one. Are they good now? Not necessarily. There is one weapon that is pretty good. That's Mindbenders, which is pretty much a semi-god roll. Although we will be playing with Mindbenders or that particular role here pretty soon. Might do a direct side-by-side comparison to Fellwinter. Let me know in the comments below if y'all want to see that. Moving on though, while the Traveler may have chosen you, it's almost time to go beyond the light. Don't forget where you came from though, as we're celebrating Destiny's almost 7th birthday this week. Yeah, we know it's been 6 years, but 7 is darker. Oh, fellas, it's been 6 years. 6 years since this game came out. I was sitting on my couch that morning, loaded up this game Destiny, had no idea if it was gonna be good or not. My wife left for work. She came back and found me exactly how she left me earlier that morning. I wish I could say everything was hunky-dory after that. I became a content creator and off into streamer land we went. But when I say I lost my ass that first year of Destiny, I lost everything. I think one day we may talk about it because look, there's certain valleys that you'll get into that are just like the lowest of the low. I've been there, fellas. It's all right. You'll get out of that pit, whatever it may be. Now, moving on. Suit up. A few TWABs ago, Luke Smith took some time to run through changes to our philosophy in doling our rewards through the various activities of Destiny 2. Hit the article again if you like a refresher on vanity, cosmetics, and more. Today, we'll be focusing on core playlist rewards, strikes, Gambit, and Crucible. To quote the article, here's what you can expect on November 10th. We are adding a new set of armor for the core playlist, strikes, Gambit, and Crucible. This armor shares a set of geometry with decals and shaders specific to the activity. We will create new sets like this each year. So for example, year 4, year 5, year 6, etc. This will arrive alongside the next expansion. Okay, this is the armor right here, as well as the decals and shaders. Look at that. Obviously on the right is Gambit, in the middle is Crucible, and strikes are on the left. Okay, this armor can be earned by completing activities through vendor rank ups. You're telling me turning in tokens is going to mean something? What the hell? Weekly challenges are also being updated to offer avenues for players to earn higher stat packages for each of these armor sets. Oh my god. There's a reason to finally do core activities. Additionally, year 4 will see the return of pursuit weapons. For those of you who may have joined our community in the last season or two, these weapons have static rolls, but allow for some customization. The new final 2 perk columns have multiple perks to choose from, so you can tailor your weapon to your desired playstyle. Our eagle-eyed guardians may recognize this beauty from a recent Stasis trailer. Oh, beloved 2.0, man. Our goal is to have pursuit weapons available per season, earned through a focused quest. Banshee will give you choice between strikes, Crucible, or Gambit to earn the base model. Make sure you take a moment to think about how you want to earn the weapon, as you'll be locked into specific objectives for whichever activity you pick. Interesting. Okay. Once you finish the main quest, Commander Zavala, Lord Shaxx, and the Drifter will offer you an additional quest, which will reward you a weapon ornament to the theme of their respective activities. If you're omnivorous and enjoy all 3 offerings, all 3 will be available to you. Oh my lord. What I'm getting from this is we're not getting pinnacles back, okay? This is essentially going to be a ritual weapon, but ritual weapons are returning, and it seems like Bungie's changing them up. Instead of having a ritual weapon for each activity, there'll just be one, but you can choose the activity to earn that specific ritual weapon, which I think in the grand scheme of things, is probably the best way to go. There's too many people complaining about ritual weapons, what they had to do to get them, yada, yada, you get it. Now, this is a way to appease everyone, and we'll still get a seasonal ritual weapon. So this is obviously the base form of this sniper rifle, which is very Callus themed. Vanguard, which honestly looks extremely sexy. You got the Crucible look. Look at the Crucible banner that's wrapped around it. And then, of course, the Gambit look. Nothing about this weapon should change, by the way, stat-wise or even perk-wise. The only thing that changes is the ornament, and all 3 of those are available for us to go after. Now, Bungie continues. So now that we've caught your eye with some fancy armor and a new sniper, let's take a quick look at how things are going to change for the core activities as you launch into your new adventures on November 10th. Strike, Gambit, and Crucible playlists are being streamlined. So starting in Season 12, Crucible, the director will update to be reduced the number of playlists available at a given time. Feature modes: Control, Elimination, Rumble, and Survival. Both Survival and Survival Freelance will also be available. Weekly Rotator, Clash, Mayhem, and Showdown. Then we'll have our private matches. Iron Banner with limited availability. Iron Banner Freelance will make its debut in Season 12. Holy hell! We're getting an Iron Banner Freelance playlist. Solos, you should be very pleased to see this. No longer will 6 stacks be going balls deep on us. Similar to competitive, this will be a smaller node next to the Iron Banner when the playlist is available. Oh, this is excellent. Weekend availability. Trials of Osiris. Note, adept weapons rewarded to those reaching the lighthouse return to Trials of Osiris in Season 12, baby. More details on functionality to come in a sandbox preview currently planned for October. Yes, adept weapons are coming. I wonder how it's going to be, fellas. I mean, they've already said it's going to be like a mod that you can like slot on and maybe it's interchangeable. We've been asking for this for a while now, though. Something to chase on the flawless side. Hands down, condensing the Crucible playlist is excellent. This means our connections should be better, more solid. Adept weapons, huge win. Return of ritual/pinnacle weapons, even if it's just one per season, another huge win. This is an excellent TWAB. Oh my God! Strikes, Vanguard Strikes, and Nightfall the Ordeal will be your 2 playlist options. Holy hell, look at this. Like nothing else on this. It's kind of crazy to look at. Nightfall the Ordeal will continue to feature matchmaking at lower difficulties and increase rewards for higher difficulty options. Each playlist will continue to offer weekly challenges for powerful loot. Note, we're also looking to add adept weapons to strikes in a future season. We'll have updates closer to Season 13 on what to expect. Holy hell, this is fantastic. I'm loving what I'm hearing right now. Adept weapons in the strikes playlist. I mean, we're pretty much getting back to like ritual/pinnacles for every playlist. It's kind of what we're doing. But depending on what they're changing about adept weapons, it may be, well, it may even be better. Who knows? Gambit. As covered last week, Gambit and Gambit Prime will be consolidated into a single mode. We have some additional details on specific rule changes, as well as development notes from the team on how things are changing and the goals behind them. Hi Gambiteers, we wanted to give you an explanation of rules changings coming to Gambit in November, as well as a key update from last week. First, some goals we wrote down before we started. Build a more approachable Gambit Prime, keeping the 1-round format with a longer round, but without the Gambit Prime armor perks. Rebalance the moats phase to last 2/3 of each match rather than half of the match. Speed up the Primeval fight compared to Gambit Prime to give more of the feeling of a boss rush. We started with the Gambit Prime encounters full stop. However, without the Reaper buffs, the large bosses that come in enemy waves were too tanky. So we pulled them all down to mini boss or elites. The pacing should feel like how Gambit feels for a pickup group or how Prime feels for a fully kitted team. We also playtested the having the moats phase target a score of 150 and are having a heavier moat drain, but this allowed organized teams to steamroll even more effectively, not less. So we pulled back to the current Gambit Prime moat target and drain. We started with the Gambit Prime blockers, but pulled the Taken Captain from the blocker lineup, thank God, as he proved a little too potent for a 10 moat blocker. You damn right. I hate Taken Captains. We replaced him with a Phalanx, who can be tough to kill, but not as lethal. Since we don't have the armor perks, we also had to remove the 20 moat giant blocker. We kept the invasions during the moat phases at 3, just like Gambit Prime, but pulled back the minimum time between invasions during moat phases from 10 seconds to 20 seconds. It never feels good to get invaded back to back. No, it does not, especially once a team gets to steamrolling you. For the boss fight, we started with the Gambit Primeval fight, removed the Time Slayer buffs, increased the Primeval health and potency of the Slayer buff given by when killing envoys. We respond the envoys every 40% damage done to the Primeval, so if you get invaded and the Primeval is healed a lot, you have the opportunity to get even more Slayer buffs and catch up. Ooh, catch up mechanics, there we go. The fight length ends up somewhere in between the original Gambit and Gambit Prime. So we adjusted the invasion timer during the Primeval phase to match right in between Gambit and Gambit Prime timing. So overall, this mode will be a little quicker than Gambit Prime, mostly due to the shortening of the boss phase and the removal of larger bosses from the fronts, but one that still gives the great Gambit feeling that you all love. We see you're hungry for info and we're excited to bring the heat. As we approach Beyond Light, we'll have more details on how your weekly rituals are changing, economy, Eververse, Sandbox, and more. We're looking forward to talking about things like solo queue Iron Banner, but we have a few things left to tie up as we approach launch. Stay tuned. All right, so this is the Gambit menu, guys. All in all, consolidating these playlists is the best thing Bungie can do. It was too confusing, too cluttered. By the way, if you notice, no reckoning, right? The main thing to take away from all of this is whether you're a new light player or a veteran player, I think you're going to enjoy the simplicity of our new playlists. And as far as Gambit goes and how how it's changed. And again, there were great things about Gambit Prime, but there was also equally just as many things about Gambit that I liked over Gambit Prime. But the main thing that I liked about Gambit Prime was really it just being one round. Gambit, though, had that rush experience. You can almost feel yourself testing the limits of how fast you can clear out certain zones and get to the next one. In my eyes, Gambit Prime really lost that, and plus Gambit Prime really seemed to aid stacks of teams and severely punish solo players. What I did not see, maybe I read over it, I don't even know. Did we see if there's going to be a solo playlist for Gambit or no? I don't think they said there is. I think it's just going to be one playlist. Interesting. Moving on, Triumph trackers. Last week we announced some changes coming to Triumphs in November. Various Triumphs and seals will soon become unavailable, leaving you to figure out which things to prioritize before the end of the season. Partnering with some community API creators, there are now multiple options for you to create a checklist of sorts. Here's a quick list in no particular order. They're all amazing, and we hope you find one that suits you best. I use all of these, pretty much. Well, I don't know. I don't think I've used D2 checklists, but yeah, Destiny Item Manager, Destiny Tracker, Light GG, excellent. Braytech, try them out, fellas. If you're new to Destiny in any kind of way, I highly advising checking these websites out, these extensions out, favoriting them, as it'll make your life in Destiny so much easier. Well, guys, that's pretty much your TWAB. DMG leaves us with a final note here. It's weird to think 6 years ago, I was sitting in my friend's garage, wrapped in a blanket, playing their Destiny for the first time after calling out sick from work. I think my initial character was a hunter. The cloaks were cool, and the golden guns shown in the trailers caught my eye. I had no clue what Rampage was, why Suros was considered good, or why anyone would care about an exotic rocket launcher. Oh my god. Dude, that was me. I had no idea Gallahorn was even a thing. Fast forward to now. We have a massive community with multiple expansions, exotics, weapons, subclasses, and more under our belts. You fought back the darkness, lost your light, met a wizard that came from the moon, and more. And now, in only a few months, after looking at a beautiful concept art since 2014, we'll finally sink our boots in the snows of Europa. We'll also be embracing darkness abilities for the first time. I know I said we're just getting started a few times since starting on the community team, but every release gives us a chance to set off on a new path. Fresh experience with a sense of wonder, challenges that push you and grow your skill, and opportunity to make new friends along the way. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride. Now it's time for me to hop into Iron Banner as I hunt for a few different roles on my weaponry. I've heard whispers from the sandbox folk on upcoming changes to 110 round per minute hand cannons. Might be fun to snag a few random rolls to try out when beyond light ships. That conversation is for another time. How about next month? We'll see if this little tease makes it through editorial. If it does, I bet you 200,000 Glimmer that someone makes a 5-minute YouTube video about it. Happy hunting. Cheers, DMG. Mother of God. It's like DMG just called me out, man. No lie. Just a day ago, I was capturing content for 110 round per minute hand cannons. I had my Duke out, a few other 110s, and the video was going to be titled, "What the hell happened to 110s getting buffed, Bungie?" And look at this. Look at it. All right, guys. Overall, this is probably the best TWAB we've seen. You're probably wondering, though, what about anti-cheat cross? How can you say this TWAB is worth the damn? Look, I'm not going to say everything is hunky-dory, but I will say this. I logged inside of Destiny today, not expecting much, but on my screen was something so beautiful, so sexy, I couldn't believe my eyes. And that was this image right here. Action has been taken against a player you previously reported for behavior that violated Destiny's code of conduct or terms of service. Thank you for helping us keep the Destiny community safe and secure. That's right. Reporting actually does something. And I've reported a lot of people with 99% accuracy. So are we good? Are cheaters gone? Are we allowed to celebrate now? No, I'm almost certain that cheater's gonna get on another account. But the point is that it's verified now that Bungie is banning. And I think by this November, yes, we should be getting emblems that will reflect how many people we have actively reported that got banned. Some people might not like that. All I can tell those people is quit cheating, man. That's the only reason why you wouldn't like it. What the hell's up with y'all? I got folks out there like, oh, I don't want that emblem. No, I want that emblem. I'll never take it off. Day and night, I will wear that thing for the rest of my Destiny life. Bungie, please make that emblem look good, because I might just get it tattooed on myself with tally marks. And every time we ban a cheater, I gotta go back to my tattoo artist. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.